Just to recap, early 2007, I'd been diagnosed with multiple sclerosis. I'd lost my car and was pretty much housebound. I could allow myself to indulge this side of me, which is the soft side, the bit that my mum's always said, oh, you've got to toughen up, fight for what you want, and all the way that we're bred to behave. And I'm like, well, what if I don't want to fight for things? What if I want to give things? What if I want to placate people? What if I want to love? In March 2008, I had this dream about fluff. The amount of synchronicities that have happened regarding that do nothing but prove to me that that was a message. Now recently, another one that was like one of them. Like, they're not that infrequent. I do have these dreams like an awful lot of the time. But when you're dealing with things, ancient Egyptian gods, you don't really want to share that stuff because you get laughed at. People go like, what? Nutja. When it was Thoth, it like, beware, Thoth is on his way. And that was like just on that waking up moment. I woke up on this particular one. King Tut's got something to do with Freemasonry. Right? And admittedly that one, I did let it go. But 2 days after I'd had the dream, I was in my son's bedroom. I'd bought him this ancient Egyptian set thing. I was like, oh, can I have a look at this? And I got it out and there was this poster of King Tut in there. Turned it over, at the bottom of the guards that guard King Tut's tomb, wearing Masonic aprons. Now I think that maybe he was either a sacrifice or was murdered by them. Maybe he'd seen what somebody had done. Maybe he'd realised that his world was corrupt and wanted to do something about that as he was growing older, and they're like, well, no, whoa, mate. Sorry. You may be Pharaoh, but you don't rule shit. Ain't got nothing to do with you, mate. Then, a few weeks back, a couple of weeks on from the King Tut dream, Anubis, I went downstairs in the morning, I typed in Anubis Freemasonry, came up with Denver Airport. There's a statue of Anubis just been erected outside Denver Airport. The new Denver Airport, humongous amounts of space not needed Denver Airport, with the Denver Airport that was completely okay, nearer to Denver, functioning quite well. They built a new one, but it's got, apparently, a huge underground base. Now, back in I did a video entitled Apocalyptic Sun Theory. Now since then, my daughter has had the kind of things that I have. She is completely convinced that 2012 is a solar flare and that we are going to be plunged back into something, you know, we're not going to have the computers, nothing electrical, we're going to have to survive as we did when we first started on the planet, if we are told that it's coming and can prepare. Apparently America has been building underground bases for the last 10 years like Billio, at huge expense, while we're in a credit crunch. Oh, and get this, the reason why Anubis has been set up outside Denver Airport, because King Tut exhibition was on its way. Now, another synchronicity, last week I think, dreamt William and Harry bumming in the woods. When I posted it on Facebook in the morning, said like, whoa, what a dream, because it was like really vivid. I didn't think Bohemian Grove was on until September. I thought it was on in like autumn time. So I typed in Bohemian Grove 2 weeks, like bang in the middle of July. And I'm like, okay, there's another one. Now, we are extensively bred from the age of 4. You can't just dream shit. I mean, you can't connect with anything. Bullshit. And these people that rule our world know that. That's why we are educated. If you can't hold it in your hand, it doesn't exist. And yet, we're also taught by these exact same people that we must believe in a bearded bloke on a cloud that's going to rescue us any day now. And we do. As soon as we know what they've done to us, we can start to put it right. But we're bred to not want to know. We have to. Oh, when did Hitler die? What was that date? When did the war start? When did the war end? When did the Tudors reign? What's that name for that flingy catapult thing? It's a trebuchet. You know that. You know, like, this is the stuff that we have to, from when our brains start to want to learn, we have to fill them full of this stuff, and we cannot forget it. We have to go over and over and revise and revise. And it has to be curriculum. It has to be what every other single member of humanity knows. They shaft us really, really severely. And we will stand and wave flags for them because they educate us that they are better than we are. Let's go back a couple of thousand years to Jesus. Couldn't say whether the bloke existed or not, but he does have some wise words. None of them we live by. Imagine he's doing a PA, everybody's like, whoa, whoa. Everybody wants to see him. Let him take the opportunity to sell some stuff. He goes in, whacks it in the air. You've made the house of God into a den of thieves. I came here to teach you something and you haven't even learnt what I've taught you about there. It's not about money. This is disgusting that you are placing my words alongside money. And yet what do? Beyonce. I'm not going to compromise my Christianity, but I'm going to dance in my pants. Lady Gaga. Doesn't matter if you love him or capital H-I-M. Even smaller pants. It's like, the more famous you are, the smaller the pants you have to wear. For money. Beyonce knows. You're a Virgo, for God's sake. You should know better than this. You compromised your Christianity the second you decided to dance in your pants for everybody to see. Teenage boys to toss off over for money. Christianity compromised. And it won't change until we change it. These people have their hand on everything. America, trillions in debt. England, in debt. Italy, in debt. To who? The International Monetary Fund. As I've said before, you've got a planet, you've got the people on the planet to do things with the things on that planet. It's all we can own. The numbers were made up by these people to make sure that all of those resources are in their hands. And they use them to kill us with. People individually saying, well, I'll do this for my money, not the future of our planet, the past. Can't help himself. Jesus said, why are you all so obsessed about what you're going to wear? Do the birds get up in the morning and think, oh shit, I've got no to wear? No. Why do you obsess about wanting more of that and about it being so perfect? Just let it go. The all will sort you out. Oh no, I think I'll have telephone in my hair today. But now I will say, as with Beyonce, I absolutely adore Lady Gaga. I'm a bit obsessed, to be fair. I think she's amazing. But she feels her vagina for my sons to see. 10 and 8. And they have to see a fully grown woman feeling her vagina. She is pimped. Pimped beyond all fucking recognition. And the reason that she allows that to happen is for, you guessed it, the almighty dollar. That is how they have us all controlled. Lady Gaga is a fantastic performer without feeling her vagina. I used to be obsessed with Madonna when I was younger as well. Now I found her a bit repulsive because she's in her 50s and still standing there feeling her vagina. We are literally smacked in the face 24/7 with war, with hatred and with sex. And let's not forget sport, which kind of ties them all in together. It is not that mentality that is going to move humanity forward. It is not that mentality that is our future. It's that mentality that is our past, and it's a past that was force-fed to us.